that we were meeting, and some of you will know at least some of these people, but funny things happen at Rotary, and sometimes they don't get widely advertised. At the time, we were meeting at the old Holiday Inn, which is about where the Outback is now. Roy Pruitt was our president, and there was a group of older folks my age category, that had formed a bit of a band. And Dave McCoy was the program chair, and he arranged for that group to come and play our program that day. So they were playing primarily Christmas music. And if you were in Oak Ridge at that time, you might have heard them, but they were pretty awful. And into the program, a few numbers, Roy leaned over to Dave McCoy and said, "Dave, this is their last number." And Dave said, "Well, I don't know whether it is or not." And Roy said, "I'm telling you, this is their last number." And it became Dave's job to politely ask these people not to play anymore.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
that's what I should have done with that speaker. I should have told him that this is his last sentence.
Mary Lou, I think Mary Lou
Ruby
has something she'd like to say to us. Mary Lou, you got the floor.
Well, I'll make it really brief. I did not know John Oxer back in the 80s. And I knew he worked at the lab. And he called me and told me he would like to sponsor me in the Rotary Club, the Breakfast Rotary Club. And he wanted to be the one to put in the first woman. Well, of course, it ended up being Linda Brown. But anyway, he sponsored me, and I joined. And as you know, John died in August. And I guess what I'm wanting to say is I have so much to be grateful for. We all have so much to be grateful for. And though I miss John terribly, I am so grateful for his life and for my life with him. And that's all. I joined Rotary in 1987. I was one of the first 3 women.
That sounds great. Mary Lou, thank you so much. And I'm like you, I've known John for many, many years, because when I was at the lab, he was head of health physics and I was in public relations. And he was a great man, and we'll all miss him.
Yes, ma'am.
John is the one who got me into the club.
Did he bring you in as well?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He was a great friend.
He was also.
We have a lot of legacy here. A lot of it. Dan, were you saying something too?
Yeah, John was also my sponsor.
Your sponsor.
Thank you. I also wanted to thank you for the excellent time for this breakfast club meeting. Those of us who used to work didn't mind getting up at 5 o'clock to get there at 7:15. Those of us who are now 80 years old really appreciate having a meeting at a reasonable time of day like this. So you might consider having a retired person's breakfast Rotary Club sometime after 11.
Thank you, Mary Lou Alsher.
Okay, so I want to say,
go ahead, Bonnie.
Hats off to Ruby, who got me into the club. Hats back on, because she made me say yes to be vice president.
Okay. That's called leveraging. But
Can I say thank you,
Bonnie? I'm so glad.